Britain's Royal Air Force is facing sharp scrutiny as a new report has now put focus on the effectiveness and the future of its F-35 fighter jet fleet.
The White House says that the U.S. is sending 10 F-35 fighter jets to Puerto Rico as part of an effort to combat drug cartels. This comes.
The roar of jet engines splits the frozen Arctic sky. A lone F-35 streaks north, its stealth silhouette vanishing into the aurora. But down below, in Ottawa's marbled halls, that symbol of unbreakable alliance cracks Canada, our steadfast neighbor, our NORAD partner. The nation that shares our longest undefended border is staring down the barrel of a decision that could shatter decades of U.S. air dominance. Forget the headlines about trade spats. This is deeper. This is betrayal wrapped in sovereignty. Canada may dump the F-35 for Sweden's Gripen, and a British engine from Rolls-Royce to boot American air power? It's on the line, right now. Flashback to 2022. Canada locked in a $19 billion deal for 88 F-35 Lightning IIs. Stealth kings of the sky. Fifth-generation marvels built by Lockheed Martin with Pratt & Whitney engines humming at their core. These weren't just jets. They were lifelines. Interoperable with U.S. squadrons. Plug and play for joint ops over the Atlantic. Canada ponied up for 16 already deliveries slated for 2026 billions flowed south. Jobs in Texas. Tech sharing that glued our militaries tighter than family. But enter 2025. Donald Trump storms back into the White House. Tariffs hit like winter gales, 25% on Canadian steel, autos, lumber, up to 35% on non-USMCA goods. Ottawa retaliates. Billions in countermeasures. Borders bristle. Trump floats, annexing Canada as the 51st state. Jokes? Maybe. But the chill is real. Prime Minister Mark Carney, former Bank of England wizard turned Liberal leader, feels the frost. In March, he hits pause. A full review of the F-35 buy. Costs exploding to $27.7 billion, delays piling up. The U.S. Government Accountability Office warns of supply chain snarls. Block 4 upgrades slipping to 2030. Canada's aging CF-18 Hornets limp on, past their 2032 retirement Arctic patrols falter. Russian Tu-95 bombers buzz unchallenged. Carney's team whispers, "Why bet the farm on a partner turning protectionist?" Enter Sweden. Saab's JAS-39 Gripen E/F. Not as stealthy, no 5th-gen wizardry, but cheaper. Half the lifetime cost $100 million per bird versus the F-35's $200 million. Easier to fly, quicker to field. And crucially, assemblable in Canada, Saab's pitch lands like a smart bomb. Build Gripens in Montreal or Winnipeg. Partner with Bombardier. Create 6,000 jobs over 40 years. Stimulate aerospace from coast to coast. No more begging Washington for parts or upgrades. In August, Ottawa inks a defense pact with Stockholm. Arctic focus. Joint tech. Gripen as the crown jewel. Reports swirl. Accept the 16 F-35s. Fill the rest with 72 Gripens. A mixed fleet. Military brass howls logistical nightmare, dual training costs in the billions. But politicians see leverage. Sovereignty. A middle finger to tariffs that gutted auto plants in Windsor and Oshawa. Now, the engine twist. Gripens run on General Electric F-411s today. American-made. ITAR restricted Trump could veto exports tomorrow. Enter Rolls-Royce. The British titan, already deep in U.S. supply chains, steps up. Whispers in November, they're developing a custom variant based on the Eurojet EJ200, scaled for Gripen's frame. Thrust? 21,000 pounds dry, 29,500 with afterburner. More punch than GE's offering. No U.S. strings. Certification hurdles? Saab says 2 years, tops. For Canada, it's independence wrapped in turbine blades. Build it here. Power Ukraine's fleet too. Saab's eyeing a Montreal line for Kyiv's 100 jet order. Rolls-Royce joins the fray, hedging against American whims. It's not just an engine, it's a declaration. Europe builds the future, we fly it. This stings deeply. The F-35 isn't a product, it's ecosystem dominance. Lockheed's program spans 9 nations, $1.7 trillion. Lifetime. Canada, as Level 3 partner, that's $9 billion in manufacturing offsets. Forged composites in Quebec, avionics in Ontario. Pull out now? Penalties crush billions clawed back US. Jobs evaporate in Fort Worth. But the real gut punch, interoperability. NORAD demands seamless skies. F-35s fuse data like no other. Sensor fusion. Real-time shares with US AWACS ground stations. Gripens. Solid 4.5 Jenners. Meteor missiles that outrange anything on the Lightning. Super Cruise for Arctic intercepts. But mixed fleets fracture that edge pilots train twice. Spares chain snaps. In a hot war, Russia probing the pole, China eyeing Alaska, delays kill. Zoom out. NATO quakes. The alliance thrives on US muscle, F-35s bind it UK, Italy, Norway, all in. Canada bolts? It signals fracture, allies eye exits. Turkey's already sidelined, begging back in. If Ottawa diversifies, expect Berlin hedging on Eurofighters Paris, pushing Rafales harder. The transatlantic bond forged in Fox Green Beach's phrase. Economic ripples hit like aftershocks. U.S. defense giants bleed. Lockheed stock dips 5% on the news suppliers from Raytheon to Northrop idle lines. Canada's side? Aerospace booms short-term. But long-haul costs soar transition fees, lost U.S. contracts. Tariffs already slashed cross-border trade 15%. Now defense decoupling? Billions evaporate. Factories ghost. Workers in Michigan and Manitoba stare at pink slips. And the politics? Pure venom. Trump tariffs weren't abstract. February executive order. 25% on all Canadian imports. Energy at 10%. Ottawa slaps back $155 billion in U.S. goods. Fentanyl excuses mask the grudge Trump tweets. Canada's killing us on trade. Time to pay. Carney counters. Diplomatic channels. But whispers grow. U.S. ambassador blasts Ottawa for Lockheed sabotage. X lights up Canadians' rage at bullying. Americans see that ungrateful neighbors. It's not just jets, it's identity. Canada asserts, we're not your mill, your arsenal, your afterthought. Trump-era brinkmanship renaming NAFTA. USMCA now poisons the well. Defense was sacred ground. NORAD. Shared radars. Joint exercises. Now, weaponized. Future air power hangs by threads. Lose Canada? U.S. fleets thin. Fewer allies mean higher per-jet costs. F-35 production strains already delayed for Block 4 Gripens proliferate. Saab ramps to 100 birds a year. Brazil, Ukraine, Colombia. A European block forms. Non-U.S. engines from Rolls-Royce. It greenlights alternatives Safran for Rafales. Next-gen fighters. BAE's Tempest eyes independence. Alliances shift. Five Eyes strains. Intel shares falter without trust. Arctic melts. Resources beckon. Without unified skies, Russia fills voids. China tests waters. America's projection blunted. We built the post-war order on shared skies. Now cracks spiderweb. Feel that? The urgency. This isn't Ottawa's tantrum, it's a mirror. U.S. power economic military rests on willing partners. Tariffs bully. But they backfire. Allies don't fold, they pivot. Canada, of all nations, the polite giant next door. The one that stood with us in Kandahar. Now, eyeing Stockholm and London over Washington. Sovereignty trumps subservience. Every time. The skies over the Great Lakes grow colder. Jets circle, undecided. Will Carney pull the trigger? Accept the 16, build the rest north? Or fold under pressure? One thing's clear. American air power isn't invincible. It's fragile, dependent, and right now it's bleeding altitude. What say you? Gripen, smart play, or alliance suicide? Drop your take below. American, Canadian, doesn't matter. We're in this sky together. Hit like if this shook you. Subscribe for the unfiltered dive on threats closing in. The world's watching. Stay vigilant.